What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the freaking Uncultured Podcast. As always, my name is Andy, and I'm always joined by my good buddy Chandler. So, Chandler, how you doing this week, man? How's it going for you?
I'm so tired, man. If you can't, I mean, you already talked about it,
Yep.
beforehand. But obviously, we are in like the heat of packing and getting ready to move, and my backdrop definitely is a testament to that. I'm so tired of looking at cardboard; it's not even funny.
Yeah, but it's almost here, man. The move is about to commence, and then more importantly,
Hmm.
you're gonna have a whole new game room, like streaming setup, like room, all that stuff. I bet you're excited for that.
I am, and I mean, just like anything, it's going to be a process to get it all put together, though.
I mean,
So,
yeah. I mean, hell, I'll help you. We'll
but
get you. We'll get that dream game room set up, kind of like that episode we did.
oh yeah, there we go.
We'll get you. We'll
So
get you squared away there.
I will definitely have better lighting. That is my number one focus is to have better lighting because I've just been using this lamp right here. Uh, that looked kind of goofy. I'm not
It
going. Oh,
did.
hold
That's
on! I
funny.
dropped the sharpie on the. Ah, why did I pick it up on the base of the lamp with all my wife's jewelry?
Everything's falling apart.
No,
All
can't
right. Well,
reach. Anyway,
while he's dismantling his streaming setup midstream,
yep.
why don't we get into a little bit of small talk, man? I mean, other than the move, anything going on? What kind of any craziness going on? Any games you've been playing? Kind of mid chaos, I guess.
So two things. One, I've been playing Doom: The Dark Ages,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a lot of fun. At the time of this recording, I'm on chapter 8 of 22, so I'm almost halfway through the game. It is a ton of fun, but each Doom since 2016 has the same core in its gameplay, but each one is different in its own right. And coming hot off the heels of playing Doom Eternal not that long ago,
Yep.
and then jumping into Doom: The Dark Ages has definitely been it's really messed with my muscle memory, I guess you could say. There's a lot of
Okay.
instances whenever I am playing Doom: The Dark Ages where I'm trying to do certain things as if I were doing it in Doom Eternal. But I also spent an ungodly amount of time in Doom Eternal, like I said here
Yep.
recently, to the point that I'm pretty sure I am legally married to Doom Eternal now from how much time I've spent with it. But
That common law.
yeah, exactly. But so yeah, but Dark Ages is turned out to be a lot of fun, and I didn't expect anything less in that regard. And then another thing is, and you and I have already talked about it, and this is also going to be kind of a little bit of a shout out and everything, but the weirdest thing happened to me. And I say it's weird, but I mean, it's weird in the sense that it's weird to me because it's never happened to me before.
All right.
But I was recognized in public from this podcast,
Yep.
and it really caught me off guard. And so, but shout out to him though, Art. You're a really nice guy, and it was great to meet you in public and everything, and meet you face to face. But yeah, you kind of scared me a little bit. But I also never stopped to think that people could recognize me from this podcast, and I guess that's also a small testament to you guys and how y'all have grown this channel in such a short amount of time, and the fact that we're almost at 30 subscribers and we haven't even been doing this half a year kind of blows my mind. So,
No,
but yeah.
that's definitely something that's caught me off guard too. Like I never expect it, but the part that always caught me more than anything was when it's nice being recognized and like people just sitting there saying, hey, I like the show. You guys have been doing great, and giving us feedback. Like that's always good because that's how we're gonna get better.
Mhm.
But it's crazy when people come up and give us, or give me at least, their views on our episodes. Like when we talk about, what our favorite games of all time were, or most nostalgic games, or best licensed games, and I'll have people come up and they're like, "Oh yeah, my favorite was this, and this," and it's like, wow, like they're engaging me in our topics, and it's
Mhm.
it's amazing. I love it, man. I
So
love
the
having that conversation. So
The first time it happened to you, though, did you have a moment of where you were like, "Why are you telling me this?"
I
And then you were
I
like, "Oh yeah, I have a podcast."
No, in all fairness, like the first person that did that for us,
Yeah.
if to me anyway, and he's actually I've known him for years. He's such a nice guy, but it was so I was more shocked and awed because it's like, dude, like we've talked about this before. We're just two random dudes just giving our opinions because we want to, not because we feel like they're merited in any way, shape, or form. It's just we
They
want to
most
do this.
certainly aren't.
We just want to do this because we want to do this. And people coming up into engaging our topic, like it's just like it's interesting. It was shocking to me that people want to engage in what we're doing, and I loved it. I loved it. It was super cool. It was one of my favorite experiences because it was like, I don't know, it really opened my eyes to what we're doing here, and I loved it. And I welcome more and more. Hopefully that doesn't bite me in the ass, but I do welcome more. So I'm excited for the future for sure. But yeah, you told me that caught you a little bit off guard. So
Oh yeah, no, I was especially because like I'm in the middle of my work week was insane this week. Like so, like I it was a I don't remember what day it was in the week, but I was on lunch and I went to run around and do a couple of things, and I'm just covered in dirt and grease from what I do and everything, and I'm just standing there and I'm just like I'm so ready to go home, and he's just like, hey you, and I'm just like, why is he talking to me? And I was like, I'm just like, I just want to go to bed. And he was like, oh no, I recognize you from the podcast. And I was like, oh well, nice to meet you. And I shook his hand and I go, my name is Chandler, but I guess you already knew that.
no, it's nice to meet people. It's nice to get the feedback. It's always nice to kind of, I don't know, engage in those topics. It's been interesting. So
Oh yeah, no, it was definitely you left an impact on me, Art. I'll say that. And like I said, it was very nice meeting you in public and everything. You're a really nice guy.
well, well, for my small talk, I don't really have a lot to go into this week. It's just been kind of like you. It's been a crazy work week for me, so I haven't had a ton of free time. I've been playing a little Apex, trying to get more into Clair Obscur, which that game is just amazing. Like I love what I've
Have
played
you
so far.
have you made it to Act 2 yet?
Not yet. Like I'm to be honest, I
Uh,
think I'm
uh,
on the cusp. In all fairness, like I just got into the fight with the Lamp Master.
okay, okay.
Yeah, and I was doing that fight, and I was kind of just barely making my way through, and then all of a sudden, I'm like that much health to killing him, and all of a sudden it goes into phase 2,
Yep.
and I was just like, "Are you kidding me?
The,
What
the
Dark
ex-
Souls bullshit is this?"
Dude, the exact same thing happened to me. I was like, oh, that
Yep.
was a tough fight. And then all of a sudden, it was just like, not today.
Yeah, so I actually had to go back and I had to redo all the I think they're called pictos and stuff like that, and had
Yes.
to kind of rebalance some things. So I did a little bit more digging like you should in these turn-based games and kind of rebalance things. So I did the fight again. It went a lot better, but I still died. So it's like, all right, I'm on the right. So I got to do some digging, but I got to go back and finish that fight. But yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure I'm on the cusp of Act 2. So
Yeah, no, I can't wait for you to keep playing because you're so close to Act 2, and I want to talk to you about it so badly.
I will let you know once I get there. But
Okay.
that's what I've been playing. And I did pick up Dark Ages. I've been playing Doom a little bit.
Yep.
It's fun. Like for me, like I said, I'm not a huge Doom fan. Like they're good shooters. They're a lot of fun, but they're not reinventing the wheel in my opinion. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited to play more of that too, because hopefully we can do a review on that, or maybe some other. We've been kind of throwing the ideas back and forth on a couple reviews, so who knows? Maybe you'll see something from us in the future, guys. But
Yeah.
anything else you want to go in cover before we go into the topic?
Nope, not that I can think of. So because yeah, no, that really sums up everything I've been up to lately. So
Fair enough. All right, so a little bit of backstory on the topic, guys. This is actually, I got the idea from watching one of my buddies stream the other day. So My buddy, I've known this guy for a very long time, maybe for better or worse, but I have known him for a very long time. His name's Thanatos XXI on TikTok. If you get a chance, go follow him, shout him out, tell him he was on the Freaking Uncultured podcast. He probably won't care, but, let him know. But I jumped into one of his streams, and I was just supporting, going to talk some crap to him. But one of his followers, or one of the guys in his chat, actually asked a really good question when I jumped in, and I thought it would be a great idea for an episode. And his question was, do you have any games you regret playing? And I thought that was a really good question. For me, personally, I don't know how you feel, Chandler. I don't feel regret playing games. It's more of a thing of, like, there are games, I did enjoy, didn't enjoy, so on and so on. But I'm going to take this topic as more of a, what games did you play that you just, either you finished just because you were already invested so far in and you just had to get through to the end, or games that you just didn't enjoy so much you literally were just like, I don't want to finish this game. So
yeah, no,
does that make sense?
It does. And it's like you said, like, I don't regret playing anything. Everything has their own unique merits.
Yep.
And obviously, if somebody made a game, they obviously took the time and the effort and the love and the affection, that they pour into making their game come to life. So it's not, necessarily like your game is garbage and I regret playing it. But no, I see what you're saying, though. It's more of a thing of it just necessarily wasn't for us.
Yeah. No, it's just, I don't know. There's ways I want to word this, but, like, some of these games I finished, some of them I didn't. But I think I don't want to say regret is the word, because these teams, they get told what direction to move and stuff like that, and they're kind of just following orders per se, but they put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into making these games, and I don't want to discredit their work. Like, I think they deserve the credit for what they did, but sometimes the direction just falls flat. Sometimes the leadership doesn't put, everything in the right direction or the right order. And I don't want to fault any of these teams. I credit them for all their hard work and everything they've done. So it's just, So these are games that I don't think I finished because I just didn't enjoy them personally, or these are games I finished because I was just so far invested, like, at this point I have to finish the game.
Yeah.
Seem fair?
No, I'm down with that.
All right, so we're going to go into our first game. I don't know why that messed up, but all right. So I'm going to switch everything over, and my first game, to be honest, this one's kind of become a meme for me and my buddy that I was just talking about on his stream. This is a game that came out on the Xbox 360, and it is not a good game. It is not a good game. But this is Rogue Warrior for the Xbox 360. Did you ever play Rogue Warrior back in the day?
No, I know what it is, though, and I actually wanted to play it, and I remember seeing it, like, on GameStop shelves and everything, and wanted to check it out, but it's one of those games that I never got around to.
Okay, well, I mean, so this is actually based off of a real person. Like, it's a story based off his life and stuff like that, and I want to say his name was, like, Dick Marchenko or something like that. I don't remember the guy's name. But apparently it's his stories going into war and stuff like that. And man, it is just absolutely ridiculous. Like, you've played games where the game's been unfiltered, they just say, F-bombs and all sorts of stuff left and right.
Yep.
This guy has some of the most colorful language I think I've ever seen. And it's over the most random stuff. Like, when you start the game, you're going through this area that kind of looks like this. But you are going up a set of stairs, and there's a lamp in front of you. And once you get close, the light bulb blows out of the lamp. It just blows up, and it gives you that jump scare kind of factor to it. But man, when that lamp blows, this guy goes into this cussing tirade for like 5 minutes, and it's the most insulting random bullshit like I've ever heard in my life. And my buddy and I, he was actually over at the house, because this is back in the day when you actually played games together. But like, we were on the floor laughing for like 20 minutes over the bullshit he was saying, and it was so offensive and hilarious at the same time. And that's what this whole game is about.
I don't know why, but the first thing I thought of whenever you said that, it's just a main character that's going on absolute tirades over the smallest little thing with super colorful language.
Yep.
It just made me think of Forspoken.
I never even played Forspoken.
Dude, so like the main character will just go into like complete and random side tangents of like, oh, what the fuck is this? Or, oh, what the hell is that? Like, but, obviously way more in depth than like, little rants of more colorful language than what I just said. But
I mean, like, I'll have to show you a clip at some point just so you can see, but I'm pretty sure if we were monetized, if I played 5 minutes of this game, we would be demonetized immediately. Like, he does not hold back. And, like, I'm not offended by anything like that. I don't care. I think it's funny. But it was so over the top, uncalled for. That's why we enjoyed it so much. But in all fairness, like, this game, it did not come out to good reviews. Like, I think, again, it became like a joke for me and my buddy. Like, we talk about this game all the time. And I think I've seen sealed copies of this game online sell for like $6. Like, that's how, like, not sought after this game is. It did not do well. It was not received well. But
so I just saw at the end of the thing too. It's made by Rebellion, who is known for the Sniper Elite series, and then also more recently Atomfall as of this year.
Yep. No, and that's the thing is, like, they definitely were kind of getting their footing because it's very bare bones gameplay. It's not. It's not very intense shooter physics that I mean, obviously, like you said, they did the Sniper Elite series and stuff like that. Obviously, the physics in those games are insane. This did not see any of that.
Yeah. Rogue Warrior was their rough draft, I guess you could say.
Very much so. Like, I feel like this is one of those games that someone was like, I want to make a story about your life. Let's do it. And everyone was just like, sure. Why not? So, I don't know. This one's very weird, green lit. I don't know how it got past all the hoops and hurdles, but it did. I don't know if I finished this one, to be honest. I'm pretty sure I played a little bit of it and I was like, yeah, I'm pretty done. I don't say I regret it because this game has created comedy for me and my buddy for the last 16 plus years or whatever it is.
Yeah.
But it is it's a weird one for sure. So I'm gonna move on to the next one unless you've got anything else you want to cover with Rogue Warrior.
No, because I haven't played it, but now you made me want to.
Like I said, the only reason I know about the sealed copies thing is because I want to find one. Because again, it's like an inside joke for me and my buddy. It's not anything. I don't know, man. It was so bad. Like, it was just not a good game. Like, again, I don't want to discredit the team, but like it was not what I was hoping for at that time.
Obviously, though, Rebellion went on to make grander projects, so it was a learning experience for them anyway. So it worked out.
Good deal. All right, well, I'm gonna let you lead into the next one, man. So,
all right, so this one is one that I've kind of teased and made fun of a couple of times actually on this podcast already, and I actually played it last year, so in the year 2024, and that is Unpacking, which is a little indie game about you moving into different places, and obviously you're unpacking. And you know what? And I'm going to do my best not to just crap all over this game because it definitely doesn't deserve it, because it's not a bad game. It's just not for me. I mean, look at all the awards this game won.
Yeah.
But because it does have a lot of good stuff to it. Like, for example, it does tell a story, but the story is told through the things that you are unpacking from your boxes, why you're moving to different places, who you're moving in with, your life that you've been living, in between the places that you're going to, and the years that have passed by. And I feel like that is such a creative way to tell a story. But I there was something about it. I just couldn't do it, man. I couldn't do it, and I finished it. I did, I got all the trophies too. I platinumed it. I did everything. But like I said, it's not for me. It's really not for me.
Oh wow! All right.
Yeah. No. You talking about the tub toaster?
Yep. That's interesting. All right. But no, I never played this one, and it looks like an adorable little game. Like it looks like something that could be adorable, and I do find the irony in the fact that you're gonna be playing the real life version of this game here soon.
Oh my gosh, the irony was lost on me until you said something. Thank you for that.
No problem. You get to live this. You get the HD expansion of this game. So.
Oh no.
But
also,
I mean,
I'll say
it looks like a cute little game. I mean, I wouldn't mind checking it out, but I don't think like I would invest hundreds and hundreds of hours into this game. Maybe, I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah, it's the thing, man. It's now something I would be interested in. I just thought of this. I need to actually look it up and see if one exists, but I want to watch somebody speedrun this game.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
That would be interesting. But yeah, no, this game just wasn't for me, and I don't regret playing it, but it just did not hit me in any significant way whatsoever. I will give it credit, though, in this regard, too. It does have really good music. So
fair. I mean, it does, like I said, it seems very simplistic, but I mean, I do know it also kind of made waves. Like, I remember this being a big deal when it came out. Like, I don't know what else to say other than I just need to give it a shot. And I mean, it's on Game Pass. It looks like a real simple, straightforward kind of game. But,
yeah, I don't know. I think my thing is like, and I'm not trying to be mean when I say this, but it doesn't require a lot of thought. And I know there's some people that's how they prefer the game. They prefer the game to be relaxing and everything, but like, and I do too. I play games to relax, but I like a challenge. The one game that I keep comparing to this one too in my mind is A Little to the Left, which is also on Game Pass.
Yep.
And A Little to the Left, though, is actually a puzzle game where you have to rearrange things.
Yep.
But you have to rearrange them in specific orders and stuff like that, and there may be different ways to arrange them, where if you arrange them in those ways, then you get a different outcome. But, so that's... A Little to the Left is definitely more my style. I feel this one was just too simplistic for me to latch onto.
No, and I feel like it may just not be for you, but I know there is a market for those style games. The simplistic, like, this is just something I can play for 5-10 minutes just to unwind and just have fun. So I mean, I could see the appeal, but yeah, maybe it just wasn't for you. I mean, again, I haven't played it, so I can't say. So
yeah, no, I want you to play it now because I want to see what you think. Am I just an outlier in this regard? Am I a terrible person for for disliking this cozy game?
Well, you'll have to let us know when you're playing the real life version of Unpacking, if it's just as bad as you remember this, because maybe you just don't like Unpacking.
No, because that's not true. Because I enjoy putting things in their place whenever in real life and like organizing things, but I don't want to do it virtually.
Maybe that's it. Maybe there's no real end game for you because this is obviously a virtual environment, so that could be a factor.
Oh, so there's no gratification?
Yeah, there's no real gratification out of it. So I will say I kind of give credit because I noticed at one point in the trailer you like fold up your pajamas and you kind of stick them under the pillow randomly, which I thought was weird. But it's it's neat how outside the box they actually can like let you do things. Like I thought that was kind of neat.
No, if you want to hide some of your stuff because you can't find a place to put it, you definitely can.
Interesting. Like I think that's neat. So, but yeah, no, I mean I've got nothing else unless you got anything else you want to cover on this one, man.
Nope. I unpacked my feelings on this one.
Well, I feel like I'm gonna do that on the next one for mine because you know I have a history with this game.
You mean your favorite game ever made?
Oh man! All right, so I'm gonna go into my next one, and this one hurts my soul a little bit because I was really excited for this game. And I like these really off-the-wall little style horror games. But for me, this is one, like, I talked about this game for months. And it's weird because it's like, What you got? What you got?
I was just going to say, I remember all of your tirades on this game.
I was really excited for this game, and I was so angry and disappointed by this game. This one, if I had to regret playing a game, it would be this, just because of how much I was let down by the end piece of this. And I mean, to be honest, I finished the first one. This was one of those games that when I started playing it, I was like, nope, I'm invested, I'm committed, let's do it. We're going all the way to the end, and by the end of that game, I was just glad to be done with it. And it's Remothered, Tormented Fathers. This is the first one. I didn't even give the title out, but this is the first one that came out. Came out 4 or 5 years ago, something like that.
Yeah, roughly.
Okay. And I don't know, man. Like I'm really big in these weird off the wall horror games. I don't know. This makes me think old school horror, like old school Silent Hill and Resident Evil and those style games. So I was all about it. Like this one I was chomping at the bit for, and it just fell flat. Nothing about this game actually felt scary. The story was just weird, and I don't know, like, I think that's what it was. I just wanted to like this game, and I couldn't. I couldn't get to it at the end. I was just like, no, I didn't enjoy this. So, what?
Dude, so, I didn't play this game because of you.
Fair.
But, like, I'm watching this trailer, though, and it looks like a really good game. Like,
I know!
It doesn't look like a AAA masterpiece or anything, but, like, it looks like a solid AA indie horror project.
Yep.
But everything you're saying goes against what I'm watching.
No, and that's the issue. Like, I remember playing this game, and I was just so frustrated by everything. Like, the AI in the game was just so bad, to points where I'm like, I'm being chased. I remember there's one point you're in this giant mansion, and that guy right there, the guy with the sickle, he's chasing you at one point. And this mansion is 3 stories tall. And there are all these different rooms. It's like the mansion from Resident Evil. It's a huge house. Okay. There's rooms everywhere. You can go in all these rooms. And I remember at one point I didn't know where to go and what I needed to do, so I'm literally going floor by floor by floor trying to find out what I need. And this guy is chasing me the whole time. And you can escape him. Like, you can go through these little tunnels or hide. He'll lose line of sight, and then he goes and ventures off on his own. I remember there were times where he was on, like, the 3rd floor, and I'm on the 1st floor, on opposite ends of the building kind of thing. And I trip over, like, some broken glass, and he can hear me. And he chases me all the way down from across the building, and it's like, how? And once he sees you, he's a pain in the ass to lose, like, in all fairness. But it was stuff like that I was like, come on, game. Like, really? If something triggers from across the building, multiple floors, and it's like, all of a sudden, all the enemies are like, oh, there he is, let's go get him. And I was like, this is so frustrating, and I was so disappointed. And in all fairness, I did play the sequel, was it Porcelain something? Broken Porcelain or something like that?
Yeah.
The first hour of the game, like, I didn't even get that far into it. You're looking through this hotel, and then all of a sudden you're being chased. And the only thing you can do is there's this one, like, suitcase, like a giant, like, suitcase thing you can hide in. And it's the only place you can hide. But I still kept getting found because, again, it's the only place to hide. And I'm like, all right, I'm done. I can't subject myself to this again, so.
Obviously, it had to do well, though, because it got a sequel.
I mean, I think it sold well. I don't know about sold well. I think, in all fairness, like, the trailer looks great. Like, this trailer captivates, in my opinion. But, like, I was so disappointed. I was so frustrated with the game. By the end of it, I was just like, I'm done. I'm glad to be done with it. So.
Well, apparently, let's see. They don't plan on making a third Remothered, if that makes you feel better.
What? No, I don't believe it.
Apparently, it was intended to be a trilogy, but the creator feels like he's done and he's told the story he wanted to tell.
I mean,
What?
I can't say I'm surprised.
So, there's this game coming out that I keep seeing called By Sweet Carol, which is a 2D survival horror game based off of, like Snow White and Alice in Wonderland and stuff like that.
Okay.
And it's made by the same guy.
Huh. I have to do this real quick. I paused the trailer because I want you to see this because this hurts my soul even more. Look at the text that's on the screen.
The clock towers.
That hurts my soul.
Yeah.
As someone who loves the Clock Tower franchise. Like, that hurts my soul.
Just sitting there, shot through the heart, and you're to blame.
Well, it's like Two Worlds. The original Two Worlds. If you look on the back of the case, I think I've told you this before, but if you look on the back of the case, there's someone who reviewed the game, and they put it in big, bold letters. This is Oblivion on steroids.
Yeah?
Yeah, it is absolutely not.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I haven't played either of them, but I know what they are, and don't have to disagree with that statement.
Yeah, no, I don't know about that one, but that's gonna be my tirade on Remothered, man, because I could beat this dead horse for sure. But
I can't wait for you to play his third game coming out, By Sweet Carol, at some point.
All right, well, I will wait for a trailer at least, and we'll go from there.
Oh, there is one.
Oh, there is a trailer.
Yeah, there sure is. It dropped 6 months ago.
All right, well, maybe after we do all these trailers, we'll take a look and see if it's worth picking up.
Oh, dude. This is going to be like... This is... what's the word I'm looking for? This is going to be your reoccurring villain on our podcast.
Oh boy! All right, yeah. Let's get through the rest of these, and then we'll pull up that trailer and go from there. So that's gonna be my second part. What's gonna be your next one, man?
So my second one is going to be a game that came out on the PS3 and the 360, and I remember you and I actually talking about this game.
Yep.
Quite a bit. This is Brink.
Oh man.
I really don't know where to start with this game. I really don't. But it was bad.
Yeah, this was a game that I remember returning.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's how because it did not work well day one. Like this is a game that was just horrendous.
This was just an absolute broken and buggy mess that, was trying to capitalize on the new, playing online with people trend that the 360 and the PS3 era had started, and they dropped the ball hard.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you hear about all these free-to-play games that come out nowadays and everything, trying to replicate the success of Fortnite, Apex Legends, PUBG, all that stuff. But before all of that, though, there was Brink.
Yep. And I think this may have been a game that was a little bit ahead of their time in that regard, because the movement in this game was kind of the big selling point. I remember that being a big deal. Like, you could run, slide, all this stuff. You could, roll like they're doing. And I remember that being a big deal. But it just... none of it worked well. Like, I don't know how it got past, QA. Like, it didn't work well.
Yeah, every time you jumped or, anything like that, you fell flat on your face instead of...
I remember one of the first games I played, there was these, you're going through a tunnel and there's these, giant pipes that are on the wall. And one was an L shape, and it went from the left wall down to the floor. And the big thing is you could either vault over it or you slide under it. And I remember I couldn't make it past that pipe because the game kept lagging on me. I would slide under it and rubber band back behind it. And I just kept
Really?
doing that for like 5 minutes. I would hop over it or slide under, and I just kept rubber banding back behind. And I was like, I can't, no, this is dumb.
Yeah, this is I don't know. Did you ever play this game after they shut down the servers? Because you could still access the game after the servers were shut down.
I didn't. To be honest, like I said, I bought it and I literally returned it because it was that bad, and I never touched it again.
I went back after the servers were shut down to see what I could do. Well, I say that the thing was I didn't realize the servers were shut down.
Okay.
And I went back. I was like, maybe they fixed it and made it better. No, they left it in the. They didn't even attempt to fix it. They left it in the absolute mess that it was.
Okay, I mean, I can see that. I don't see them putting funding towards it. I mean, with as poorly as it did, like I could see them just scrapping that project and moving on to another one.
It's so wild though, man, because I remember this game being marketed everywhere.
Oh yeah,
everybody and their mother talking about it.
Oh yeah, trust me, I remember that too. Like this was a big deal at the time. And again, I think it was one of those games that was definitely marketed well. You know, it was, you know, look at the movement, look at the fast-paced shooting action, you know, stuff like that, and it just I don't know if maybe they just didn't expect the turnout and the servers, maybe they had like 2 servers total and they didn't realize this game was actually going to sell fairly well. I don't remember them doing a beta test. Like, I mean, they may have. Like, I just don't know if they did a public beta test, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it just... This is one of those games that definitely fell flat on its face, so...
Yeah, no, they went to make a splash only to realize that there was no water in the pool.
Yeah, it was a puddle. It wasn't a pool, so...
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, like I said, before all of these games that you hear about coming out nowadays that fell off flat on their face at launch... This is one of the first.
Yep, this is definitely one of them. I don't know about the first, like, but this is definitely
that's why I said one of the. Yeah, I said one of the first. I don't know what the first one would have been, but
I mean, we could probably do some digging. So.
Oh, probably. Maybe we need to make that an episode one day.
There you go.
Failed online multiplayer games,
or just failed projects in general.
Yeah, or development hell.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's plenty we could look through there. So, but yeah, I mean, unless you got anything else, man. I mean, this one kind of speaks for itself. This was just a project that definitely fell on its own face day one and never recovered. So.
Nope, absolutely. Yeah, we'll just move on. There's not really anything else that can be said about this one because there's no meat to talk about.
Yeah. So, let me go on to my last one, and this one's got a little bit of a precursor story to it because I think it's actually a cool story, but I could be wrong on some of the facts here, so I don't know if this is entirely true, but this is always what I interpreted. And I think it's neat, but I do think it just kind of fell flat on its face. But this is Daymare, 1988. And from my understanding, the story with this game so originally this game was supposed to be Resident Evil 2. And this was a fan-made version of the game because Capcom never announced any high-def remakes of the game or anything like that. But a small team decided, hey, we're going to make the Resident Evil 2 remake. Well, a couple years into development go by, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Capcom drops, hey, we're doing a official RE2 remake. And because of that, I believe this team actually got a cease and desist. I think Capcom contacted the team, or it was an actual cease and desist. I don't know. But at one point, this team was told, hey, you cannot make that project anymore. We're making it. So you have to change it. So, last minute, the team that made Daymare literally just changed everything. I say literally changed everything. They made some slight changes to the game overall. But, like, as you can see, instead of it being stars, it's called Hades, the team on the back. And it's very similar in a lot of aspects when it comes to RE2. I mean, you can even see the giant monster.
That was William Birkin. Straight up.
Yep.
That lumbering monster, yeah.
There's a lot of things that are, like, very, very similar to Resident Evil, which again, understandably so. This project was majority done before they got that cease and desist. If I remember correctly, again, I could be wrong, but they were very close to completion when they got that stop. So,
Yeah, and doesn't Resident Evil 2 take place in the year 1998?
yep.
Yeah, so they definitely were wearing what this project was on their sleeve.
Yep. No, I mean I'm conflicted too because like kudos to the team. I think they put their blood, sweat, and tears into this, and they had the rug pulled underneath them like right at the last minute, and that's disheartening. That sucks. But I have to say, like, kudos to Capcom in the regard of giving fans the Resident Evil 2, 3, 4 remakes, because they did phenomenal on those projects. But it's disheartening to this team because obviously they put, you know, a ton of work, blood, sweat, and tears into this project. And I think it could have been good, but seeing what they have here, I don't think it would have been as good as what we actually got. So I am glad we got that project, but I'm also I'm glad they got to do what they did here. But this game was very weird. There was a lot of different mechanics I didn't care for. There was a lot of stuff. It just didn't play as well. It wasn't as smooth as I would have liked it to be. Like, one of the things that drove me nuts about this game was there's an actual magazine component to the game. Like, when you reload your weapon, you actually have to keep the magazine.
Really?
You can drop it, and if you drop it, you lose it.
Yeah, so you don't have a magazine to load your ammo into.
Yes, exactly. And
what?
it's so weird. It's such an extra mechanic that causes more issues for the player. And
Yeah.
it's something I've never seen before. Like, I've never seen another game where you can drop your magazine. Because at one point, I remember dropping it and having to go back for it because I couldn't load my weapon.
Yeah.
And it's such a weird mechanic, but I feel like that's just a hurdle to make things harder. So, I don't know, like, I didn't care for it personally. I like the concept and the idea of the game. But this isn't a game, I didn't even finish this because I was so over it. Like, the extras and the hurdles and stuff like that. But again, another game I really wanted to like. It's definitely not as bad as Remothered. Like, I won't, you know, dig into that again. But like, this one was one I was disappointed with because I was hoping for so much more, and it just didn't hook me as much as I was wanting it to.
So did you ever play the second Daymare or no?
I didn't. Isn't it like 1994 or something like that, or?
I thought it was like Sandcastle.
Yeah, I think it's. I mean, I could be wrong, but yeah, it's something Sandcastle. But no, I never even looked into the second one. Maybe I should. Maybe they kind of fixed a lot of issues with the first one and go that route. Maybe I should. Maybe I'll look into that. I don't know.
Yeah. So this is a game for me. I haven't played Daymare because I actually grouped this game under the same category as Remothered and games Andy ranted about to me that came out around the same time, so I never touched them.
So I ruined these two games for you, essentially.
Yeah, basically.
All right, fair enough. All right.
So maybe I need to go back and play them. I think Remothered is on Game Pass, actually.
That sounds about right. Maybe, yeah. That's what you should do.
So
is you should play them
too.
You should play these games and let me know if I'm just being ridiculous or, you know.
Okay, but you have to play Unpacking then.
All right, I'm down for that.
Okay.
I'll play Unpacking.
Okay.
So, all right. But yeah, that's my. And again, I'm not trying to, you know, talk down about the devs or anything. Like, I couldn't do this to this level. So again, I know they put their blood, sweat, and tears into these projects, and I commend them for it, because they're giving me enjoyment in my pastime being able to play these games. Just sometimes they don't hook me, sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Like, it is what it is. You know, it's not meant for everybody. This one is one that kind of fell flat for me. But again, kudos to the team for being able to do this and do more. So, but that's what I'm gonna go on for Daymare, and I'll let you take the last one home, man.
All right, let's get to it. So this next one, for my last choice, really disappointed me whenever it came out. So because it was a PS4 launch title, And so everybody already knows what it is once I say that. And that is Knack, which is basically it was a glorified uh test demo, basically, for the PS4. Or what's the word I'm looking for? Not test demo. Or is that it? Is that the word I'm looking
Tech
for?
demo.
Tech demo. Yes, thank you. Glorified tech demo. Because the whole point is Knack is this little robot made of wooden blocks, I guess you could say. But the thing is that you can add blocks to his body and he becomes larger and everything. And whenever you go down into that small form that you see right there, all these blocks were still fully rendered on the ground and everything. And so it was definitely more of a tech demo of what the PS4 could do and what the PS4 could render and have out there at the time. Obviously, it's no technical marvel now, but I mean, it's timeless in the sense of its art style and everything, but there's games that have done more impressive things at this point.
Yeah, I feel like this is kind of just an early test of the physics engine.
Yeah. So my issue with it is though is the way this game was marketed and advertised. So Mark Cerny, who is the guy who basically, you know, is the head honcho of PlayStation's development for their consoles. Okay, he had a heavy hand in making this game. He's also the same guy that helped Naughty Dog create Crash Bandicoot and helped Naughty Dog create Jak and Daxter. He also helped Insomniac make Spyro the Dragon. He had a very heavy hand in a lot of heavy hitters and some of my favorite franchises ever made. And so I thought Knack was going to be, the golden age and resurgence of platformers. And especially coming off the tail end of, the 360 and the PS3, where platformers were a dying breed and everything was about being a first person shooter, a third person shooter, and having online interactions and elements. I thought Knack was going to bring back what I had missed dearly, and that just was not the case. So
yeah. So was this a? Did you pick up a PlayStation day one? I can't remember.
Yeah, I got a PS4 day one.
Did you pick this up day one?
I sure did.
That sucks.
Yeah, and it was only games out for the time really that were first party titles was this and Killzone Shadowfall.
Yep. And
yeah,
that's a whole other conversation there too. So
yeah, and I mean obviously Knack did well. They made a sequel, but I never played the sequel. But from my understanding, the sequel was an absolute buggy mess, which the first one actually wasn't. So I don't know what happened in the sequel development, but maybe I need to give Knack 2 a shot. Maybe I need to revisit Knack 1. I haven't played it since it launched with the PS4, so
I feel like at this point it's probably free on Plus or whatever it is now.
Oh, I'm sure it is. Yeah.
No, because I never played. Nope, I never played Knack. This wasn't one that really caught my attention. Like, I mean, I don't mind platformers. I do like platformer games, but this is one I was just like, meh. The character isn't. I don't want to say memorable, but the character isn't. It's not Crash Bandicoot. It's not Spyro. He's very generic in appearance. Like he's very unique in appearance, but it's very, very bland, I should say. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, he looks like he could be in a video game, or he could be on a box of cereal.
Yeah. Honestly, like, it makes me think of games like Snipper Clips or.
Oh, that's fair.
Like, it makes me think of something like that, or like Scribblenauts. I mean, not the cartoon aspect of it, but just very random.
Whoa! Don't be dissing on Scribblenauts.
Oh no, I love Scribblenauts, man.
Okay.
I'm just saying the style makes me think that.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying.
But like, I love Scribblenauts, man. Like, I
do too.
The day that game came out, all I did was just play it in the main menu. Because you could just, like, draw stuff and they do whatever. And I would just keep doing dingo and baby, and the dingo would go eat the baby.
Yeah.
And then I would put the dingo, and I would put a fishing pole on the back of the dingo, and put the baby on the end, and he would just chase after it the entire...
Yep.
Like, I love that game. That game is so much fun.
Dude,
But
and then
that's
on the
another thing.
Nintendo versions, you could type in like Mario and it would generate Mario and stuff for Link.
I didn't
That
know
was
that.
cool. Yeah, 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 yeah.
I'll have to. I have to look into that. Man, I always see those games and they're dirt cheap now, man. They're like $5-10, and it's just like I loved those games. I didn't care for the DC expansions and stuff. Like they got really weird.
Well, from my understanding, Showdown and the DC one were made by a different team.
That might be why then.
Yeah,
Because weren't they
and
were they level 5? Is that what it was? Who did the
I think
original?
Level 5 published it.
Okay.
But yeah, so but from my understanding, that seems to be a common theme online too. Is everybody loves like the first three Scribblenauts, so Scribblenauts, Super Scribblenauts, and Unlimited,
Yeah.
and then everything afterwards nobody really cared for because it was made by a different team and it just didn't have that same feel to it.
Yeah, no, it wasn't for me. I have the fondest memories with the original, like in all fairness. That's
Yeah.
the one I remember playing a ton of time on the DS. So that would be the one I would recommend, but we're digressing here on a different game, so
Yep.
but yeah, I never played Knack. To be honest, it's not something I don't know. If I'm going to play one of your three, I'll probably mess with unpacking. So,
That's fair because my biggest issue with Knack 2 is whenever you play it, because it's a action platformer, so there's combat and everything, and there's a combo system for you to attack your enemies and stuff. But it is very bare bones, and it is absolutely slow.
yeah.
And that's my biggest issue with it is it's just the pacing and how fast you move is it's awful. It's bad. It's really bad.
Yeah, I'm nah. I'll be
Yeah.
all right. But I have to ask. So, is there anything else you want to cover in these games real quick? Like these 6 games we just covered?
No, let's pull up by Sweet Carol to see if it's going to redeem your thoughts on what's his name, Chris Darrell or something like that. I think is his name, the guy who made Remothered. So,
Oh, this actually looks kind of cool. Just looking at the initial
oh yeah,
trailer.
no, like the art style and everything is interesting. So,
All right, so we're gonna give you guys I guess secret like side peek here. We're not. This isn't a part of our 6 games we quote unquote regret playing, but this
yeah,
is
we got to see if this is Chris Darrell's redemption piece against Andy.
so hopefully we'll see. All right, I'm gonna turn this up a little bit. Let's give it a shot. This is By Sweet Carol.
It's already been several weeks since Carol left. And then that mysterious boy.
That's I like the cartoon style. Okay.
Oh, me too.
Are you kidding me? Like I'm already intrigued. Dude, this is such a clock tower. This is Clock Tower. But I love the art style. This makes me think of Dragon's Lair. Oh yeah, I'm already. God damn it, dude.
Well, I got news for you. There's physical copies.
All
They're
right,
up for
well,
pre-order.
Yep, I will be pre-ordering this. Do we have a release date on it? I know this is the trailer. It'll probably tell me at the end,
Here.
but
Well, I will pull it up while we're waiting. Let's see who's faster. Oh, go, 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 go.
hold on. Let's
Go, go,
see.
go, go,
You
go.
got like
Oh,
10
crap, crap,
10
crap,
seconds
crap,
maybe.
Crap. But hey, sweet Carol. I don't know if I spelled Carol correctly. It doesn't have a release date. No release date.
Chris Darrell's By Sweet Carol. 2025. Okay, so it has an estimated date, but nothing official yet.
Yep, so it's going to be releasing on Switch and PlayStation, the physical copies.
Okay. All right. So, interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna have to be doing. I'm gonna be doing some research on that one because that is one that would catch my attention.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, and to me again, that looks great, like Clock Tower style, like and I love. I've told you a million times over, like I love Dragon's Lair. It honestly makes me think of a game called Brain Dead 13. I don't know if you're familiar with that one.
Never heard of that one.
Yeah, it's a old point and click game.
Okay.
But it's 80s cartoon style. Like I love it. So that makes me think of that, honestly. So I'm definitely interested now. I'm gonna have to do some research. I'll probably wishlist it on Steam just so I can remember it. If there's physicals, I will be buying that though.
Yep, there's physical copies. They're up for pre-order.
All right, well, that is it, guys. That is our... I hate using the word regret, but those would be games we regretted playing, or it just didn't hook us the way we were hoping it would, or just games that we had the power through and finish just because, I don't know, we just felt like we had to. I don't really know how to put that, so...
Games that were stale.
All right, like games that were very stale for us. That works.
Yeah.
But
There we go. Speaking of stale, side tangent.
all right.
My wife bought these ice cream sandwiches where the sandwich part, like the bread part,
Yep.
is a Rice Krispie treat.
All right.
And you would think, man, that's got to be pretty good, right? Well, I took a bite of hers that she was eating on, and once I took a bite, then it started to connect in my mind. Maybe you're not supposed to freeze cereal, because it was stale and it was like chewing a cardboard Rice Krispie treat that just happened to have ice cream on it.
I mean, if we're gonna talk food, did you see the Pop-Tart ice cream sandwich things?
Yep, because my wife almost got those, and instead she got the Rice Krispie ones, and I was like, maybe we should have got the Pop-Tarts.
You chose poorly, ma'am.
Okay, I was even more upset because the Rice Krispie ones come with 3 in a box, and they're almost $10.
Holy cow, that's insane.
Yeah, so I was very upset about that. I was like, this is not worth what we paid for it.
Who thought Rice Krispies got expensive? Who would have guessed?
Yeah, I know. So.
All right.
No, yeah, no. That just because I had mentioned stale, I had to bring it up. So I'll let you take back over.
There you go, guys. There's your foodie aspect of the Freaking Uncultured podcast. We're gonna start digging into that more, I guess. Who knows? I mean, we've got so many ideas. It's eventually we'll get to something.
One day we're just going to hop on, there's just going to be an upload on a random Friday. Nobody's going to see it coming, and it's literally just me and you cooking.
There we go. I like it. We're going to have to do that. I'm down for that, man. We could grill. We could do a bunch of stuff, so.
Yep.
But all right, guys, I think that's going to wrap it up for us. As always, we appreciate your support and following and all that stuff. We do have our solo channels as well, as you can see down below. I am at Your Madrigal. I'm on YouTube, Twitter, X, whatever it's called, Instagram. And you can see my buddy Chandler. He's at Neon L Johns. We've been uploading solo content. We still need to do some co-op gaming too. We've still got some repo headliners. I really want to play some Schedule 1 with you. I think we could have a lot of fun playing that. But we got plenty of ideas in the works. It's just life is hitting us. Obviously, he's in the middle of a move. I've got things going on for me. So things happen, but hopefully here in the next few weeks, we'll be able to get some stuff kind of situated and start playing some games together. But don't forget, you got to follow our channels first to actually see that content later on. So don't forget to like and subscribe, all that stuff. And we always upload at Friday at noon for the Friggin' Uncultured channel. Don't forget to check those out. But as always, guys, I'm Andy. That's my buddy Chandler. And as always, don't forget, let's keep it uncultured, guys.